Mick and I just had one of those phone calls where ideas were flowing back and forth, and a lot of them were triggered by your feedback. So let's get to what exists now and what's coming up. What's new is all the new front end stuff. And yeah, there's a trash can. You can throw things away and you get a warning and it moves it to the trash. It doesn't throw it away. You guys can play around with this. But all of these features now include the clipboard and the reader open up in a Lightbox. So when you edit a quest, this literally opens up in a Lightbox, and you can see the update buttons right here, so you can dig in and change things and get into your content and move things around, do what you want. You click away to dismiss it, or click update to update. The little glitch we had before with the quick edit now is fixed. We're on the quests themselves, and same thing here. And with cloning, all this works. I played around with cloning and realized there was an issue with making new maps, with needing to go to the back end for something. So here's the upcoming functionality that we've already talked about in the forum, and thank you guys for your feedback about this, because it really helps clarify our thoughts. And we determined that the only consistent way to add a new map section, or a new quest was one we didn't want, which was to add a plus sign to the left-hand side using Matthew's keep it away from the trash can idea. Yeah, but we don't want a plus sign on every single one of these, because this tooltip, all this functionality is fabulous, but we don't want to overload it. So here's what we came up with. To add a new quest, there will be a plus sign in the map section that will add a new quest to the bottom of the list. And so when you make a new map and you don't have any quests in it, you've got a plus sign here to add a quest. How cool is that? And that'll give you the option to choose the template, or among templates if you've created a lot, or just a regular blank quest. And let's face it, you can't clone a quest until you create a quest, so that's necessary. Now, how do you get a new map section? Well, you roll over this and you get a plus sign here that allows you to add a new map section from the active map you're on. Now, here's the problem. How do you get a new map? And our solution was, when you roll over this, each one of these represents a map. At the bottom, after your final map, there would be another row that would have just simply a plus sign there, which would allow you to add a new map that would pop up at the bottom. And then if you want to move it around, you drag it, right? And they reorder. How cool is that? Now, the next functionality, I don't want to switch to a player map because I don't want to reveal. We see full names. I got full names active. On the front end, all the kids see are their gamer tags, but I see everything. So I don't want to switch to there. So I ask you to imagine the player's map, which looks just like this. Only notice how this title goes edge to edge almost. We're going to put at least a 20 pixel dead zone, padding on the outside, left and right of the title, so it reserves space where we can drop icons in to let students know they have new likes, a little heart icon, not popping up in this. Let me turn that off. Okay, not popping up. It would show up right over here, so they've got a little heart. It says, hey, somebody liked this. I mean, how cool. And then they would have a little message icon that says, oh, I got a message. And then they would have a skull and crossbones, which would indicate you got to fix this. Now, then these three icons are going to behave three different ways. Number one, once you fix something, the skull and crossbones, the kid can't dismiss it. We have to dismiss that, because let's face it, if you put a skull and crossbones on some kid's quest, you want to be able to make sure that they actually fixed what you wanted them to fix. So that we control the skull and crossbones, and it'll go away once it's fixed, once we dismiss it. The message, on the other hand, the students dismiss themselves. Okay, and that's on them. You said you read it. It's not just a matter of dismissing the pop-up. We're thinking, what happens when you roll over this if they don't get a tooltip like we get? Only their tooltip is large enough to contain, hey, you know, Fuzzy Bunny 217 loved your post. Oh, cool, that's great. And once you've read it, you can click on it, and the solid heart goes back to an outline that lets you know this quest has been liked. Your response has been liked by someone. And then when someone likes it again and you come back, it's solid once again to give you a visual indicator that someone liked your quest. Then as far as the message goes, when you roll over that, you're going to get a pop-up that has the message. And you can roll off it to make it go away, but we're going to have a dedicated button that says, okay, I read this. And the same thing in the pop-up here, when they log in, they have a new message, it pops up and it tells them what you tell them. They can dismiss it the same way. They can refresh the page, it goes away. They can click on it, it goes away. But there's going to be a little button that says, I acknowledge I have read this. Something to that effect, which holds the kid accountable and then does not display, will remove that little message icon there so they don't see that. And then the same thing with the skull and crossbones, that maybe the message pops up here, but they can't dismiss it. They can't click that same button. So you get the three different functionalities. We want that heart to remain and to have a visual indication that I've seen this already. I know who liked it. Oh, I got a new like. And then the message itself, which they can acknowledge that they have read and dismiss, and then the skull and crossbones, which we control. Those are our ideas. This is the new functionality. Do play around with this because this is all so cool and it all works, and we're pretty darn excited about this, and we hope you are too. Sorry about the long video, but I wanted to get that out and see what you guys think.